Hello and welcome to the 5th round of the World V8 Supercars 2011 season, and this is the Premier Division we'll be focusing on today with this highlights video. And it's Florian Strauss who took pole position with a superb lap. Second place Ben Crooks, the championship leader. Third place Melbourne round winner Tobias Schlemo. Fourth Emilio Rodriguez, who took pole at Melbourne. Fifth teammate to Crooks Jesper Torborg at 3ID FCR. Sixth place was Toby Davis. Seventh James Johnson. Eighth was Norbert Leitner. Ninth was a great run there from Andreas Schmick, and rounding out the top 10 was Anders Nielsen for Swikos. Here we are now on the start line. Revs are rising, and away from the grid they go, and Crooks got off to a bad start there, didn't react at all, looked like car bogged down slightly as well, and Schlein was already overtaking him. And now here's Torborg attacking Rodriguez down into turn 1 also as well. The two 360 Racing cars lead the race. Rodriguez is in a 3ID FCR sandwich, and it's Schlemos looks like going to take the lead from Strauss. Yes, Strauss is shoved to the outside, and now here it comes streaming through down towards the back part of the circuit, and Rodriguez has seen off Torborg. He's going to see off Crooks as well. Down the inside he comes Rodriguez, almost takes out Strauss at the same time, just about squeezing their way through. Great driving from them all there. And now Torborg trying to make his way through. Here's a replay of it from Davis's point of view. Davis goes down the inside of Torborg. Nowhere to go from now because Torborg goes around the outside of Crooks as Rodriguez goes on the inside of Crooks. And Davis is hung out to dry on the outside, but now he's trying to go on the outside of Jesper Torborg. And he's going to make the move stick as well. Gets some good acceleration out of the corner, and that's Davis up to 5th. Torborg down to 6th. Johnson 7th. 8th looks like there is Anders Nielsen. So the big winner out of that really was Tobias Schlemo from 3rd to 1st. Now here we are attacking Kjell Stenbeck down into turn 1. Oh, and Brooks touched the back of Samuel Lenonen there in the foreground, sorry, and spun out. Where is Brock now? He must be way back in the field. He touched the back of Samuel Lenonen and paid for his own mistake, really. Now here's Lennon going up the inside of Roding. Just up ahead is Levesque. There is Matt Clark in the background. Norbert Leitner ahead of this group. A small gap there too. Schmick as Roding runs wide, and Lennon says thank you very much, I'll come straight through. And that's Lennon's position on that 3. Lenonen and Dobbing together. And Dobbing coming under attack from Antonia. And through's going to go. Antonia Magnez involved as well, almost 3 wide on the exit. Dobbing has the inside line over the Norwegian driver, has the inside line over the other English driver actually. And Dobbing decides he wants that position, gives Antonia a bit of a nudge out of the way. I'll teach you to overtake me, Philip, out of the way. Now lap 4 of 53. There's Levesque and Lennon. Levesque is running wide out of the final turn, and this is going to be an easy pickings really for Lennon. Down the straight he'll come. He should have the overlap almost already, and indeed he does. And that's another position for Lennon after a mediocre qualifying performance really. Here's James Johnson and Jesper Torborg. Top 7 really been the class of the field at the moment, pretty much all season. Whenever they competed together, competed strongly, and Torborg is being just gently pushed aside by Johnson. Oh, but Johnson gets a bit of a tap from Torborg for his trouble on the exit. Torborg backs off and allows Johnson just to take point on the road. This is allowing Nielsen, of course, and Schmick to catch up. Here's Leitner after a poor start to the race. He's in 10th, and he's attacking Andrew Schmick for that 9th position. Down the inside comes Leitner, just about got the car stopped, uses Schmick a little bit as a stopping block. Lennon in the background gets slightly out of shape on the power into the corner, clips the curb on the inside, loses ground to these two. Here's Martin Verber and Matt Clark. Lap 9. Matt Clark coming out of the final corner, gets out of shape, a little bit under power. Here is Verber. I saw Verber in a thrilling climax to his Division 2 race with Reece Garner at Barbagallo. And he was rewarded with a place in Division 1. And he's gone up the inside, or trying to at least, of Matt Clark. Not quite. Yes, he is. Matt's a little bit slow getting back on the power. There's Livanov just getting out of the way, I think. There's Stenbeck in the background as well, getting well out of shape. Here is Rodriguez and Ben Crooks, and they're 3rd and 4th. It looks like Ben Crooks has been slightly held up because the two 360 racing drivers have cleared off into the distance, and now Crooks is going down the inside of Rodriguez. Just exactly the same place as Rodriguez overtook him on the opening lap, and Rodriguez made it very easy for Crooks, actually, recognising that there's no point fighting too hard for that position. Crooks plainly has the pace over here. Now here's Lennon, still moving through the field. Down this long straight he comes. Down the inside perhaps of Andreas Schmeck. Schmeck goes very deep on the brakes. Lennon is squeezing up the inside. That's much more polite than that Leitner made it. And that's another position for Lennon. Up to 10th now. Getting back towards where he feels he should be, but Schmidt goes at the inside, immediately attacks back. And that's a great move. Caught Lennon completely unawares. Used him a little bit of contact there, but Lennon now has the inside for the next corner. Contact once again. Bit of argy-bargy between these two. They're not happy with each other at all. Showing each other what they think of it. And Lennon looks like he has the high ground. He's after Scarpa pretty quickly before Schmidt decides he wants to have a go back at him. Here's Crooks now with Rodriguez in behind him. There's Johnson, Davis, Torborg, Nielsen. Very side with all of them into there. Leitner. Now here's Levesque. Levesque ahead of Roding. There is Levesque just up ahead, and he's attacking Schmidt. Gave Schmidt a bit of a nudge as Schmidt went wide and came back onto the racing line, and Roding's going to take advantage of all that and past William Levesque. Through he goes. Passing before they even got to turn 3, 4 and 5. Just about slowing the car down for turn 5. It's getting all out of shape on the power. Spectacular to watch. Here is Gary Lennon following Ernesto Brock. Ernesto down the long straight. He's racing in Division 2 at Barbagallo, but his strong result there and at the race previous has seen him move up into Division 1. And through goes Lennon. The road to overtake for the Scottish driver. Teammate to Anders Nielsen in that Sweekos team. And here is Anders Nielsen attacking Jeff Dobbing. This is after the pit stops. Nielsen and Lennon deciding to go for a 2-stop race, obviously, as has James Johnson, because James Johnson is just up ahead of Anders Nielsen. Dobbing looks like he's going for a 1-stopper, and Nielsen wants to get past. He needs to get past, and he does just about, not without no difficulty. He was really on the lock stops there as he came into the corner. Here is Lenonen now, and he looks like he's being attacked by James Johnson into the final corner and out of it once again. There's Nielsen and Johnson locked in battle. Johnson, no, that's Jari Vinnari, sorry, and Jari, not anticipating Lenonen going into the pits, slammed into the back of the Finnish driver. Both Finnish drivers coming together. That's a huge impact for both of them. And that's held up Antonio also as well. Here is the replay. Lenonen's going into the pits. Jari following him. It must be said that Lenonen put the brakes on extremely early for the pit entry. Didn't really get across, and nothing really Jari could do. One of those incidents, of course, but I have to lay the blame pretty much there at Lenonen's door. And here is Levesque now attacking Brock. He passes the carnage that went on in the pits there. And again, Brock's going to be passed into turn 1. That seems to be the favourite passing place here at Hidden Valley, as it traditionally is, of course. Levesque immediately scoots away from the Brazilian driver. Here is Stenbeck running very wide on lap 27. He's got Lennon in behind him. And Lennon's going to get a great run even out of the final corner. Looks like an easy pass there for Gary Lennon over his teammate's best friend, actually, in sim racing. Anders Nielsen and Stella Stenbeck, extremely good friends. Looks like Stenbeck perhaps is on a one-stop tragedy because he looks like he's struggling for grip an awful lot. Now here's Toby Davis is next in line to have a go at Stenbeck, but Johnson's having a go at Davis, just trying to squeeze through. Stenbeck's trying to hold them all off at the same time. Davis around the outside now. He's going to make a move like he did earlier in the race, but Johnson's going to get in there also as well. People going either side of Stenbeck. Poor Shell must feel like he's dropped a fiver and picked up sixpence, because that's 2 positions, and through goes Talborg also as well. Now here's Davis and Johnson still in battle, so Davis just about managed to hold off Johnson into those corners, and now into the First corner, they come Davis, extremely hard on the brake. See the car dip on the front of the car, and Johnson comes straight through. Johnson had a great run at Barbagallo for a second place, and Johnson and Davis once again. Johnson runs wide, Davis goes to the inside, contact, both sideways, and Davis goes off the track, has to rejoin. Goes across the grass, gets going once again, and manages to keep his position. Very clever driving there from Toby. Kept his head. Managed not to make a big deal out of the shape he got himself out of. And here is Churchio. He's under attack from Shell Stenbeck. Shell Stenbeck, who I presume now has fresher tyres on. But there's Florian Strauss and Schlemer in the background. And Schlemer looks like he's still ahead of Strauss at this stage of the race. Johnson now coming under attack from Ben Crooks. I'm presuming Ben Crooks was on a one-stop strategy. Looks like he's got much fresher tyres, got much more grip. Torborg's coming along with Johnson for the ride as well. Torborg is on the same strategy as Johnson. Crooks in theory should be able to pull away from the RPM driver now. Lap 40 of 53. This is the battle for the lead of the race. The two 360 racing drivers are very, very close indeed. In fact, Strauss has a great slipstream down the straight. Schlemo has not covered the inside and given really position to Florian. And Florian says, thank you very much, I'll take that position. I know they're teammates, but that was a bit too soft indeed. And Strauss, probably the easiest overtake for a race lead he'll ever have, to be honest. And how here is Torborg and Johnson at it once again. They've had a great battle all race long. Torborg gets past Johnson very easily indeed, but I'm thinking he might have just gone in a bit too quickly. He did come in a bit too quickly, but managed just about to get the car back online again. There's Andrew Schmick in the background sniffing around. I think he might be a lap down, however. Now here's Leitner and Rodriguez. Rodriguez has dropped back through the field as well. Could be due to strategy, of course. There's Lenonen in front of them. I believe he's a lap down also after that huge impact he had with Vinnari on the pit entry, and Rodriguez squeezing up the inside of his fellow Ford driver, and he makes that move stick. A very nice overtake indeed. In fact, great driving from both of them there. Now here is Lennon attacking Roding for a position here. Into the hairpin they come. It's been deja vu of earlier in the race. Oh, Roding gets out of shape. That's not a deja vu from earlier in the race, because Roding is out of shape now. He has a very tight entry point into the next corner. Blenders just drives straight and clean right around the outside of the German driver. Great drive there from Lennon. Now here's Rodriguez and Leitner once again. Rodriguez was the top pre-qualifying driver. He's yet to win a race this season, despite a strong run at Melbourne and in other places. Leitner has squeezed now down the inside again of the Spanish driver. These two are having a great battle. Now the side-by-side coming into the S's. Oh! Side-by-side indeed. Both on the grass, sliding one way, then the other. Leitner's come off worst of it, I think. Oh, but Rodriguez is off as well, sliding onto the grass. Rodriguez, can he get going once again? I'm not sure if he stalled the engine or not. He slid onto the grass. Leitner has a position at the end of all that. Lap 48 now of 53. Stenbeck and Levesque. And Levesque says, I'll have that position, thank you very much. You run wide, and the position is mine. And another position to overtake for Levesque at turn 1. Now at 53 of 53, and it's going to be Florian Strauss who takes a victory from his 360 Racing teammate Tobias Schlemo. Tobias might have fought a bit harder for the win, but it's Florian who has taken the win. And there are the confirmed results. A great 1-2 for the 360 Racing team. Strauss taking the triumvirate of pole position, fastest lap and race win. Third place, Crooks, who maintains the championship lead, but a vastly reduced gap now to Florian in that table. Torborg fourth. So that's the 3ID FCR lockout of third and fourth as well. Fifth, Johnson. Sixth, Leitner. Seventh, Lennon. Eighth, Roding. Ninth was Davis. And 10th was Anders Nielsen. Join us again for Oran Park.